2. Live.
I wasn't ready for that countdown. Good afternoon, Becky.
Hi,
Bonnie.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am really good, thank you. How are you today, Miss Birthday Girl?
Oh, well, thank you. I'm trying not to count those birthdays right now, but yes, another one has gone by. What are we doing today? I see a lot of cherry.
I think you celebrated all. Yes, I think you celebrated all weekend, didn't you?
I celebrated 4 days.
4 days.
I went and visited my kids and my grandkids. So I had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
There you go.
Can everybody
yes.
hear okay? Is the video like kind of lagging a little bit today?
Can everyone hear me okay?
I think we're good on my end.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I thought it was lagging a little bit.
Okay, well today, it's all about having fun and eating things that I like. And today's going to be pizza. Everything's pizza, pizza, pizza. Now,
Not
you
everything.
can order
I see
pizza
cherries.
online, go pick it up. Yep, you can go order pizza and pick it up, but what fun is that, right? The dessert today is going to be a cherry. It's going to be a cherry pie dessert. And then I'm also going to do a bell pepper and white onion, or onion and white pizza. So it's a bell pepper, onion, and white pizza. And then a cast iron pizza.
Okay.
And then I had a little dough left over, so I fixed one for my husband. He likes pineapple and bacon. So It turned out he liked it, so it was good.
Well, that's a good combination. Okay. I like that.
Do you? It's okay with me. That's not my favorite.
Not pineapple on a pizza?
There's just something wrong with that on a pizza, with bacon. I don't know. But he liked it, and I'll show you what it looked like. So,
okay.
First thing we're going to do is dessert first, right?
Of course, always dessert first.
This is a cherry pie pizza. I don't know how many of you went to the Pizza Hut and CC Pizzas, and all those places would have a dessert pizza, and it was on the bar, and it seemed like every time you went up to get a piece, it was all gone.
Yeah.
So you can make your
That's
own.
True. I remember
and have the whole
that.
thing. Yeah. Yeah. So I actually had to bake this ahead because it took 25 minutes, and then it was supposed to cool, so I had to do it ahead. But all I did, I bought the pizza crust in a can, and these are very handy, and they come out really good crust. Now you can make your own crust if you want to. It just, I don't know, that's too time consuming for me.
If you're being really energetic.
Take a can of cherry pie filling. Yeah, unless you're energetic. Yeah.
Yeah, being really energetic.
And then almond extract. Yep. So
what's the almond
what
extract
I did was I took my pie crust. I'll tell you in just a minute.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay, we'll get
She's
there.
excited about the cherry pie. So I took my pie crust, my pizza crust, and I put it on my pie plate. And I did oil the bottom of my pie plate with a little olive oil, and that just sort of crisps it up on the bottom. So I squished it all out, and of course these come out of the can square, so it's a little square. And then on top of that, I took my can of cherry pie filling, and I took 2 teaspoons of almond extract and mixed up in a glass container. And then I put it over on my pizza. So that's sort of your sauce for the pizza. And then on top of that, as you can see, there's little crumblies. And that is the topping. And I did 1/4 cup of flour, 1½ tablespoons of white sugar, 1/2 tablespoon of brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of it was room temperature butter. It was a little soft. It was soft butter.
Right.
And I
Right.
just rubbed that all together with my hands, of course. And then you just crumble it on top. So you stick that in the oven for about 20, 25 minutes. It took about 25 minutes for it to get brown. And I popped it back out. And then I'll let this set to where it's cool enough I can handle it. It's still warm, but I can handle it. Okay, on top of this, you've got to have an icing. So let's do an icing. And with that, I'm going to have a cup of powdered sugar. And I'm going to do a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And of course, you know how I do this. I just guess.
Yeah, a pinch.
And then I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of, 1 to 2 tablespoons of either milk or water, but I'm going to use my half and half, make it really rich and yummy. If you're trying to cut back on calories and such, you can also do water. So let me stir that up. And what you're looking for is an icing. We're just going to drizzle it on top of our pizza. And I think it's going to take more than 1 tablespoon. Yep. Let's put another tablespoon in there.
Well, it's a pretty easy icing to make.
Yeah, and this icing, if you bake a cake and you just want something light on top of it, this is a nice icing. If you've got sugar cookies, my mom used to make this all the time and put on her sugar cookies. So this is just an easy little glaze or little icing. It's pretty thin because you want the drizzle on here. Now, if you were making it for cookies, you might not want to put that much liquid in there. So let's take this icing and let's drizzle it across the top of our cherry pie. Oh, baby, is that pretty?
That looks good.
Doesn't that look yummy?
That's some nice drizzling.
That is some good drizzle. I've got plenty left. I guess I'll have to make cookies now, huh?
Well, you have extra.
I could probably
so you might
drizzle
as well.
I could dip it, you know, like ranch dressing. It could be like icing dressing.
Oh my gosh. You're
Okay.
really thinking.
Looky there. Can you see that?
Wow. That looks
Isn't
great.
that lovely?
You're making my mouth water
So
right
I'm going
now.
to set this aside. You can want a piece. Now with that one, you can make it apple. You could make it peach. You could do anything you wanted with that dessert pizza. Just, you know, when you put it in the oven, you want a little bit of a sauce. So that's why the can works so well, is it had a little bit of juice on it. But anything like that would work.
Now, would you
Just
add
get
the
a
almond
pie.
extract of any kind?
Yeah, you could even leave that out if you didn't like that flavor. I have some almond slivers, and I might put a few almond slivers on here to go with that almond taste. So I might do that. I forgot about that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, sort of, you know, finishes through. Last week when we were doing something with whipped cream, we put it on top of our zucchini mock pie. I found a little fruit pizza recipe in my whipped topping lid. And this one you actually use a cookie dough, sugar cookie dough. And of course you can buy that in a tube and you just press that out and bake it. And then when you pull it out, you mix cream cheese. You mix 8 ounces of cream cheese and 4 ounces of whipped topping. And you just mix that all up together. And then on top, you can layer all kinds of fresh fruit. So you also can do that.
Oh, well, that's
really
a good. That sounds good too.
Yeah, something a little different. Okay. This next one I'm going to do is a white pizza. I love a good white pizza. This one here is actually in the Weight Watchers cookbook. So it's a little lower cal. Yeah, I was supposed to buy the light Alfredo pasta sauce and I didn't. So it's probably not as light as it could be.
Probably not on Weight Watchers anymore.
Probably
so is this
not.
like when you make a vegetable pizza and it has like cream cheese?
Not exactly, because this Alfredo sauce has garlic in it. This is a little more garlicky. So
Okay, got it.
when you make that vegetable pizza, you use croissants and you roll them out, and then you put a cream
Right.
cheese and mixture, and then you put your vegetables. So a little different. When I was shopping for pizza dough, because I didn't want to make it, I was being lazy. There's all kinds of pizza dough in the store now. I found this one on the shelf. You can actually just leave it on the shelf. So when I brought it home, I just threw it in the pantry until I was ready to use it. If it is open, like I've got it now, you do have to refrigerate it. But it's a crispy, thin crust. So this is really handy. If you didn't want to mess with the other, this just comes in a sheet. Get it out of here. It just comes in a sheet.
Wow.
So this is very easy to do. I don't think I'm going to oil my pan. Sometimes what I do to my pizza pan so it doesn't stick is I use a little cornmeal. It just keeps it from sticking, and you don't get that soggy bottom. Just a little cornmeal.
I've never heard that one.
Keep it from sticking. Yeah, and it adds just a little
That's
crunch
new.
in the bottom too. Okay, so this one here is going to be a white pizza. So I just went and bought Alfredo sauce at the store. You find it in where your mozzarella or where your all your pasta sauces are. And I'm just going to take this and spread it on the bottom of my pizza. When I made my husband's this afternoon, I didn't tell him, but I spread a little of this on the bottom. He doesn't like the red sauce so much. And I just did a very thin coat of this. Yeah, he didn't know.
Well, what did he think it was?
I think it just adds. He said he didn't want anything, any kind of sauce on it, but I just felt like it needed a little something on the bottom. So we're going to put the white sauce, and I'm going to put about a half a jar on this one. I don't want it real soggy. Okay, and on top of that, it's just very easy. I'm going to load it. The recipe called for green peppers, so I'll go ahead and put that on there.
Oh, that looks good
I think I'm
already.
supposed to put my cheese first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put my cheese first. It called for Italian cheese. You can use any cheese you want. And I ended up just buying mozzarella, and I had some Parmesan here at the house. So I just mixed them. So that's what's in my cheese mixture. So let me sprinkle some of that cheese on there, about half of it. And I like my cheese clear out to the edge. I want that cheese out there on every bite. Okay, now I'm going to add my vegetables. So let's put some green peppers. Green peppers. It called for red peppers, and guess what? I forgot.
Red peppers.
Whatever.
Well, it'll just make it
red
prettier
peppers.
if you have them.
Yeah, just for color. So actually what I got, someone gave me a little red tomato, and I actually just cut up the red tomato. So I'm going to add a few red tomatoes for color and for taste. Now, again, I took my tomatoes and I put them in a paper towel, and it just doesn't make them as soggy on your pizza.
Right.
So it's taken some of that moisture out. I've done that before. So let me add some of those red tomatoes. And I think this was like a Roma tomato, so it's a little denser tomato. Okay, I do have some onions, so guess what? This is my pizza today.
Onions.
Husband doesn't like onions. So I'm going to scatter onions on top. And truthfully, I think I probably need a little more garlic on here since it's mine, right?
I think you should.
So, yeah, I do too. So I'll put a few onions, and then I'll go ahead and cover the rest of it with the cheese that's left. And you know, I think making pizza at home, I know you can order pizza out so easy, but I think at home you're able to control a little bit about the sodium. You can put fresh vegetables on it. You can make it your own, and I think that's what's so good about making your pizza at home. Okay, this is what the pizza looks like.
It looks great. It really looks good.
Yeah.
It even looks healthy
It does. And you can add anything you wanted with the white pizza, but it's really good with this Alfredo sauce on it. So try that sometime. This one here, I gotta bake, so it probably won't be ready by the time we eat. But I'll pop it in the oven, and this
It'll be
one will
ready
bake
for later.
for about 20 minutes. Yeah, I can eat it later. I'll post a picture later of it, me eating it.
Yeah,
So if
that's so not fair.
I know.
I know.
So if you bake this one, bake it in a 425 oven for 10 to 20 minutes. It'll probably take closer to 20 minutes. There's not a lot of stuff on it, so it might not take quite that. Between 10 and 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. So there's that pizza. So we'll stick that one in the oven.
So that one's going in 425. That's a little higher, right? 425?
It's a little higher. Yes.
Okay.
The cherry dessert, we stuck in a 400 oven.
Okay.
Pizza, this cast iron pizza I'll do, they did say to go ahead and bring the temperature up as high as you could, because the cast iron will get hot and it'll crisp up the edges.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to do a cast iron pizza. This one, I've already got one made, looks really good. So let's get started on this one.
I like that idea already.
Okay. Yeah. This cast iron, once it gets hot, it'll really crisp the edges. So it looked really good when I popped it out. So the first thing you want to do with your cast iron skillet is put a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of oil, because you don't want to stick. And then I'm just going to rub that around with my fingers.
It's a good thing
And
you're
you
not
want to get it up
preheated.
the side too. No, you don't want to preheat this kettle or the skillet. They said if you do that, the crust doesn't cook right.
Okay.
Because I read to make sure, because that made sense to me, but nope, you don't do that. So I just put the oil in the bottom of my skillet. And like I say, again, I'm just going to use the refrigerator pizza dough. Of course, it just pops out like croissants. And you do find this where you do buy the croissants. You find it in the same place. So when it comes out in a square. And so you just want to sort of shape your pizza a little before you put it in there.
I want to see you throw it up and make it into a circle.
I used to do that a long time ago. So let me sort of just push that into my skillet and just take your fingers and just sort of work it around.
What is your favorite kind of pizza?
That white pizza, I like white pizza. It's real garlicky. It's got spinach and stuff. It's so good. So good.
Mm.
And I'm going to sort of dimple the dough so it cooks around, bakes. Okay, that's good enough. Just sort of press it into your cast iron skillet. So on top of that,
looks good already.
On top of that, I'm just going to add some pizza sauce. This was actually left over from last week. As you remember, last week we made little zucchini pizzas.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Those were really good. Okay. And you can use as much of this sauce as you want. I think the recipe called for a jar. I'm not going to put no jar in there. Maybe they had a larger skillet.
So is this going to be like a deep dish pizza?
It is a lot like a deep dish pizza, yeah. Okay, so my pizza sauce is in. Okay, this is my pizza, so I can do whatever I want with it.
I thought the last one was your pizza.
Yeah, this one's mine too. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to put a little bit of cheese in the bottom, just a little. I like that little layer of cheese in there. And then I'm just going to start filling up with whatever I want. Let's see. I have some pepperoni. So let me put some pepperoni. I do like pepperoni pizza.
Good choice.
Do you remember, Yeah. When I was growing up on Saturday nights, we sometimes had pizza, and it was the old Chef Boyardee pizzas.
In a
And
box.
it
Yes,
was
I
a big
remember
deal.
that.
It was a big deal for us
Yeah.
to have a Chef Boyardee pizza. And the only cheese that was in it was a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Came in a
Yep, a
little
little
can.
sprinkling. I do remember that.
And
Oh my gosh.
I bringing back memories, ain't I?
You are. I don't even know. Can
I
you buy those anymore?
You can buy them, but I can tell you this: it doesn't come with the Parmesan cheese anymore. It just comes with the flour that you mix up, the dough, and then it comes with the sauce, and that's it. It doesn't come with the Parmesan cheese anymore.
Oh.
It's been a while back since I've done that. I think pizza night is always fun. I mean, even if you live alone, pizza night's fun. Okay, I got pepperoni. I've got some olives. I love olives on my pizza. So
I love olives on my pizza. Yes.
I got a couple different kinds of olives. So let me put those on there. And then I'm going, now you don't want to stack it too much. So let's put just a couple more things. Let's see, what else have I got? I got some leftover green peppers. I'm going to put some of those on there. Might as well use them up.
All good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, and I got some bacon, but I think I'll wait the bacon and put it on top of the cheese. So I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my mozzarella.
Did you put onions on there?
I didn't. Husband might eat this one. So we'll leave the onions off this one.
Well, thank goodness we're cooking for him.
Yeah. I forgot my white pizza. They did suggest you put a sprinkle of black pepper. So I'm going to sprinkle a little black pepper on top of this one.
Okay.
And then I'll put some on my white pizza. I think I'll sprinkle a little Parmesan cheese. I like Parmesan. And then I'm going to add a little bit of dried basil because I think that adds some flavor on top. It's dried. And a little bit of dried oregano. Okay, and then I'm going to sprinkle some of my bacon on top. Yum.
That looks good.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to see what this looks like out of the oven.
Okay. Well, I didn't do this exact one out of the oven, but
that looks fabulous.
Isn't
oh
that
my
fabulous?
God.
So that'll be really good.
That is fabulous.
Okay. The one I did do in the oven. I did just the pepperoni. So this is the one that came out of the cast iron skillet. Now, a couple things
did it
about
come right out like that?
It really did. I had same thing. I greased the inside of my cast iron skillet. All I did was run a knife around the edge and it popped right out. Now they did suggest you put your cheese clear up to the edge so you get that crusty edge. Isn't that beautiful?
I like the way you say that nice crusty edge.
Crusty edge. One thing you don't want to do in your cast iron skillet is cut it in your cast iron skillet. That will ruin the surface of your skillet. So you do want to pop it out of your skillet before you cut it.
Okay.
And I think on top of this, I've got some fresh basil. So I think I'm going to cut up some fresh basil on top. So let me get that together here. Nothing better than fresh basil.
Is that from your garden?
It is from my garden. Yep. Do I have a knife? I don't think I have a knife, so I'm just going to tear it up.
That works.
Yeah. And it's just the flavor. And like I say, this one did come out of the oven earlier, so the cheese isn't quite as melty as the ones that'll come out here in a minute. Okay. Let me cut a piece here. See if I can get through that crust. Oh man,
That's big crust.
can you see that? Isn't that wonderful?
Nice. You need to hold it up a little better so I can see it right up close.
Okay, let me get a couple pieces cut. Look at this.
Whoa.
Isn't that yummy?
Okay. That looks really good.
Okay, just a second. Mm.
That is so not fair.
Mm. That fresh basil on top just sets that on fire.
This
That
makes
is
all the difference.
wonderful. Mm.
You're going to have enough pizza now
Man.
for like a week.
How can you have too much pizza, Bonnie? Come
Well,
on.
that's true.
Right?
That is true. My grandson would definitely eat that one with the pepperoni.
Oh, that's wonderful. In that cast iron skillet, it makes a crusty edge.
Yes.
Mm. Just crunches in your mouth.
You're making me hungry. I want to see you take a bite of the cherry pie.
Okay. Now this is the one I made my husband earlier. He likes it really, really, really thin. So I made it thin for him, and it has pineapple and bacon.
Ooh,
I
that looks
put a
good.
little bit of basil on top. It was very good. I ate a piece of that earlier. But it was very good. Very, very good. I told him he couldn't eat it all because I needed a piece to show everybody.
To show everybody,
And,
yes.
Show
Okay,
everybody
take
my
a bite
pizza.
of the cherry pie.
Okay. Okay, let's cut this.
Now, is that
I don't-
thin like
I
the thin
use-
pizza?
I use the same refrigerator dough as all three of these, except this one ended up being a deep dish. This ended up being thin and
Got it.
crispy, and this one is sort of a medium. So you can roll this dough out according to the size of your pan.
But didn't you use one of them that was just the one already made up?
Yes, that's the white pizza that's still in the oven. So I'm going to have to post a
Okay,
picture
got
of that here in a little bit. Oh, looky here. Look
Okay,
at this.
gotcha.
Mm,
Oh man, now that
mm.
that one looks good.
Oh my goodness. That almond, that is so yummy. And that little cookie dough stuff that's sprinkled over the top, that flour and sugar.
Oh, the crumblies are the best. Oh yeah, the crumblies. So it's like pizza, cherry crisp, drizzle, everything.
Mm. Mm.
You
Oh
gonna
my
be
goodness.
okay?
That
You
one.
gonna be okay?
No, because I'm going to eat it all. That one I don't think I'm going to be okay on. I'll have to give that away to somebody.
Yes, you know
So
where
anyway,
I live.
here we are today. So we've done all kinds of pizzas today. It's just fun. And maybe it's pizzas that you wouldn't normally be able to get when you order. I know that the businesses around are probably needing our business, the pizza business places, but sometimes you just have to make pizza at home.
It's just fun to have a night in to make pizza.
It
Where's
is.
your
And
glass of
share with
water?
someone. Oh, right here.
You need to
My
have
glass of
plenty
water. Wash
plenty of
down
water.
my cherry.
Yes. Because you have to
next
stay
week-
hydrated.
We do. Next week, I'm going to do an overnight oats. So we're
Ooh.
going to do a little bit of breakfast next week.
Ooh, I'm interested in that.
I've got several overnight oats that you add. Yeah. And then we're going to make them quick and easy breakfast and a healthy breakfast. So I have a microwave egg that I do. And like I say, we're going to do overnight oats. Things that you can just pick up out of the refrigerator and eat healthy.
Ooh,
That's
I like
always
that.
good for you.
Yeah, that's good for you all the time.
That's
All
next
right.
week. Yeah.
Well, it's
So
so
healthy, make sure you keep healthy, independent, and productive. Right, Bonnie?
That would be hip. Let's say hip.
Yep.
Thank
I'll stay
Thank
hip.
you. Thank you again. It was fun again this week.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good week.
You too. Bye-bye.